Buddy. There you go. All right, everybody. Thank you. How you doing? Boy Maurice Valentino, Michaelangelo Maurice Valentino Hayes. I'm writing my book, Black Heroes, a modern anthology of Black innovation and resistance. And I'm talking to the great founders of Plus Ultra today, Plus Ultra Entertainment. They're my favorite hustlers. They inspire me to go harder every single city, every single year. How y'all both doing today?
We're doing well. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm doing very good. It's good to talk to you all. Of course, I want you to both talk about yourselves as individuals and plus ultra, so we can get this started. So, first question I got is each of you, which is dope, describe your life's purpose and who you are as individuals, like individual, like who you are, names, the aliases, and what do y'all do? Like, what do y'all do in terms of like what do you want to do with your life and what's your purpose you feel? So, anybody can go.
I'll go first. I'm Gio, one half Plus Ultra Entertainment. I am 33 years old.
Well, we're not doing that.
I
Oh,
don't look
okay.
like it. No, it's okay. You look young. You don't even look like it. Go ahead, though. Look in your mid 20s. I thought you was in your late 20s, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah. Born and raised PG County, Maryland. Graduated from Florida A&M University with a degree in political science, and currently, unfortunately, working for the federal government. Um, I want to say my life's purpose. I feel like that's a loaded question. I'm not exactly sure if I could ever accurately 100% answer what I feel like my life's purpose is. What are things that give me purpose in life? Definitely friendship. Like friendship and family are probably the two most important things to me in my life. Been fortunate enough to be surrounded by amazing family and friends throughout my life. And I kind of make it, that's where my focus is. I try to do my best to always put my family and friends first in my mind, and through my actions as well. And like I feel the greatest sense of accomplishment helping other people accomplish their goals more so than mine. If that makes sense. Like it's like things that I accomplished, I mean, I feel good about it, but it doesn't give me the same feeling that I get from seeing someone else and playing a part in someone else that I care about accomplishing and achieving their goals.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, Gio. Thank you so much. Then, again, don't look a day over 27, 28 to me. That's me personally. So I thought you was younger than me. Go
Because I'm
ahead.
child.
I don't think, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
I'm Roquois. I am a young lady. I'm trying to remember everything that he was saying, but I have a bachelor's degree in computer animation. So I've been a nerd my whole life in just all the things I've been interested in educational aspects. Um, I I grew up drawing, singing. I loved anime. I used to get
Mhm.
bullied for it. All the things that young millennials have experienced being nerds and lovers of anime and pop culture. Um, what gives me purpose is the essence of being a magical girl and a hero. I've lived my life, doing so many things with that mindset, with that panache, with that like grind of,
Mhm.
I want an amazing life for myself and those I call my friends and family.
Mm.
I want myself to win, but I also want everyone around me to win. I'm very much a person who, you know, I have seen myself and experienced myself helping other people's dreams come true. And I also want that for myself too. So through, different things I've been doing in life through music, fashion, plus ultra entertainment, we've been able to uplift people, help people, be a hero in a sense to other people,
Amen.
um, really different create an environment where people truly feel safe, seen, and comfortable and just really truly able to be themselves is something I never had. So
Mm,
to be able to create that for other people just means a lot.
mm,
And let's see, who I am as an individual. I mean, I guess that's who I am as an individual, but at
mhm.
my core, I am a magical girl who loves music. And,
Yeah.
that is just everything to me. And being able to create, plus ultra entertainment, other things that have allowed me to truly be myself with music, entertainment, to truly be a nerd is like something, is a feeling I want everyone else to feel.
Great, good, great. And thank you so much. Those are really great depth and breadth answers. Number two, a reason I'm asking number two question, the second question, is because when I'm mentioning in Black Heroes, a lot of Black empowerment is not just community and resources, but finances, statistics, just pulling together resources. And I've been wowed at every single event. I was asked earlier, about the only reason sometimes I invest in things, I'm like, okay, they may need a little thing, or they're not like, or they got it. I look at Plus Ultra. I love this self-sufficiency. I love that you can always use more, but the things you've been able to touch in every single city, I love how you can go to New York and trap it out. I know how you can go to Austin, Texas, Houston, Texas, LA, everywhere you touch this earth. And I'm just like, this is amazing. This is amazing. I guess my second question is, can you give us some hard statistics, numbers, and finances about your business/life mission that are noteworthy and testimony to your journey? What does that mean essentially? Like, if there's any numbers you feel like sharing, like we're the first to do this, we have this space,
Well,
this is how much that you
I
grossed.
mean, I would say we would start with saying everything everyone has experienced and seen with Plus Ultra Entertainment has been funded by us,
Right.
our own
Wow.
pockets. Like there has
Wow.
not been some, inherited
Right.
generational wealth that gave us some money to do what we're doing. We
Yeah.
have literally started from zero, from our own, we've invested in ourselves from our own day jobs, our own, side missions, our own hustling, to make everything happen the way it's happened, on top of having the experience to actually do what we do.
Mm,
I feel like your point though, it kind of hammers home something for us that we've noticed is it's like because we do such a good job of putting on these events, the way our company is perceived by a lot of people, it
mm.
does look as though financially it's on a
Like we're a
different
million
level
dollars, we're
than it
making
is.
millions.
But we really are stretching pennies and making them look like dollars
Mm,
for and leveraging relationships and kind
mm,
of honestly underselling ourselves and shortchanging ourselves on a lot of things just to kind of get our foot in the door in a lot of instances, a lot of places, because especially in the early days, and I mean, and even still now, we had to prove ourselves. Like no one knew who we were, and when no one knows who you are, especially in this type of industry, like trying to book out a large venue. Well, if they don't know who we are, how do they know that we're going to be able to bring them
mm.
the kind of business that they would do on a normal night?
Mhm.
Wow.
And that's a lot of meetings. That's people. That's talking to people face to face.
Right.
And also selling people on, you know, my own past experience with events and production, things like that, that may not have even been in the same city. And saying like, hey, this is what we've done in
Mm,
this arena or this location, and we want to do that here. And I think what has really gotten us a lot of our opportunities has been the trust people feel when they meet us, in person. And like, when you meet us in person and you talk to us, you can tell we
right.
know what we're doing, we know what we're talking
Right.
about. We're not just
Mm,
making shit up and just throwing random things out there. Like it comes from a place of knowledge, experience, and
mm,
also passion, but also the fact that, we take responsibility for everything we do. We've
mm,
been blessed enough to not have any failures, but if we ever have a failure, we take full responsibility for that.
love that.
And that's something like, it's also even being able to have the conversation with owners, CEOs,
Mm,
directors, that a lot of people actually don't really know how to do. They
right.
don't know how to get in contact with some of these people, or, they're just talking to like, you know, someone who works there, not the person who actually makes the decisions. And like, it's also been a lot of our relationships who helped us get in those doors as well. So it wasn't just like, oh, we just, knew the CEO of blah, blah, blah. We had other relationships that then they loved us so much that they put their reputations on the line and put us in the door with other people.
Hmm.
And like that's, and what a lot of people don't realize, especially in our industry now, is like we've paved the way for a lot of other companies and
Oh,
entities to make
absolutely.
shit
Yeah.
happen. They'll never
Hmm.
tell you that. They'll
They'll
never
never tell
admit
you
it.
that. I know.
But,
What?
but we have, and like because we've came in, showed them how amazing we are, how amazing Black and brown people are, how much money we spend, and blah, 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 blah. That's opened doors for other Black and brown creatives and creators to come to, then book the same venues or have the same experiences, while our experience is always different and unique, we still have opened the door for other people.
Excellent. I think that's an excellent answer from both of y'all, right? And again, um, that's really, really beautiful. Like the fact that it's come from, I knew it wasn't no inheritance, I knew it was everything, but I see all as like the sovereignty. When people ask me to describe or I describe them to different people, it's like, oh, what event you going to tonight? Or what was that? And I was just like, well, it's hard to describe these individuals are like the sovereignty of like, in my opinion, of like anime, adult, and it's anything with nerd entertainment or anything, or just fun times for anybody or any people, especially blurs and nerds and everything. Like the entertainment quality for anybody of those demographics is prime. I've never seen anything like it. I won't see anything like it. I've seen collectives come after y'all. They could do similar stuff. It's not y'all stuff, though. Yeah. Number three.
Yeah, and that means a
From,
lot. Like
go
we
ahead.
pride ourselves on like we pride ourselves on our uniqueness, I guess, and the fact that like we genuinely care about an attendee's experience. Like
Hmm.
could we just throw a party on rinse and repeat? Sure, but like that's not what I want to do. That's not what we want to do.
Real talk.
Um, I'm very much an experiential person. I want people to like, like we do stuff that a lot of people kind of don't care about, like even our swag bags and stuff. Like we always like I love when somebody can go home with something or like, it's treated to something that they may not have experienced somewhere else. There's always those few people who will write us back and say, "Oh my gosh, I really love this swag we got," or "I love this like plus ultra fan," and blah blah blah. And like that makes me happy. I'm hoping that everything we've done, which I've already seen, we've been elevating the overall nerd experience, and obviously not just for Black and brown nerds, all nerds. And I want to continue to do that.
That's
We
amazing.
deserve the best.
You do. Absolutely. I can go on that point all day, but number three. Number three. This is a deep question because there is I call it an anthology, a modern anthology, but there's a legacy of Black people who've created from nothing, created pyramids, created like, cities, created entire collectives, stuff that's just really changed history. I believe y'all are in that tier. If nobody else says it, I'll say it. Because when you look at the formulas of a Black Wall Street, you look at the formulas of how we really came up as a people in our different communities, this is the type of thing that they were doing, you're doing it now. So my question is, where and from whom did you hone your current skill set from? Any historical figures you'll look up to, family in different institutions. I know y'all watch anime, so shout out to you, Miss Magical Girl, like, Sailor Moon and all other magical girls, but I know y'all into One Piece, but anything, who has inspired your current skill set? Because it is my funniest thing one time, Ro, you was like, dang, you posted a story, man, I'm really a genius. You fixed this one tech issue really quickly, like you had learned it on the spot. It was super funny because someone couldn't do it, so you just figured it out yourself. And this level of ingenuity, this level of costume design, this level of just like, where did you get this skill set, this world-class skill set from?
Um, I got it from a very lonely place. I didn't have
Mm.
anybody. I had
Mm.
no one. I didn't have any friends, family, or anyone who gave a damn about what I was interested in,
Wow.
what I had going on in my head, things I loved. I had nobody, like
Mm.
probably until I was like 20, late 20s. So for me, I genuinely have come from the bottom up, just
Wow.
myself. Everything I've done, I educated myself on. I didn't have any mentors. I didn't have any groups or clubs or anything like that. Like, I always tried to join stuff. Like when I went to college, I joined like the Black Student Union and stuff, but you know, those are just kind of a place for community, of course, but it didn't really teach me anything.
Wow.
Everything like I learned from trial and error. Even when I started producing runway shows, that was trial and error. Having an idea, executing it, seeing what worked, what didn't work, and then doing it differently the next time. I was the only Black person in my college
Oh
class,
my
in my
God.
graduating class. So that came with its own ups and downs. I was the first Black student in my degree program to speak at graduation. That came with a lot of backlash.
Wow.
Um, yeah, like it was a really I had a really hard life as far as like trying to just be myself. Even my very first convention I ever went to was Otakon. I hand sewed my cosplay and I went by myself at
Mm,
18.
mm.
And I had a great time. And like, it just was one of those things, like anything I wanted to do, I just had to muster up the courage to do it and then keep doing it or keep learning from it over and over and over again. So, you know, a lot of opportunities that I had, I created for myself. Even when I was living in Orlando, I was the only Black person on the Chamber of Commerce who was
Wow.
trying to integrate and bring different more Black and brown people into the fashion scene, into, everything that was going on there. And, I had to fight to get in those spaces. But, they all kind of happened because I showed up to places and I introduced myself, and no matter how nervous I was, and, people just kind of really fucked with me. So that just
Amen.
kind of turned into new different opportunities, more education, more teaching myself, more trial and error, more, this, that, and the other. But also, I've always understood that I won't get anywhere unless there's quality in my work, because Black people have to work 10 times as harder
Hearted. Yep.
than, than other people. But I knew that going into a lot of stuff. So that's kind of how I always presented things as best as I could and as most high quality as I could. So, even in college, I was working 3, 4 jobs. After
Wow.
college, I was working multiple jobs. And also, I was in the studio all night, working on music and doing all sorts of things during the day. I worked at a pizza spot, I worked at a graphic design
Wow.
studio, and I worked at a law firm. I worked at like so many things.
Tempered by far. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, to try to, pull all this in,
No.
like
Yeah.
my personal story, I did not have anybody. It was just, I was that saying, pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, there was nobody giving me money. I didn't have no sugar daddies. I didn't have no rich boyfriends, nothing. Everything I wanted to do, I found my own way, hustled, made my own money, and created my own opportunities. I think the only thing that was given to me by someone else was my car.
Mm.
I had a 94 Nissan Sentra that I got
Hey,
from Orthodox rabbi for $1,400 when my junior year of high school, and I rode that bitch till the wheels fell
real fall
off.
off. Yeah.
I didn't get my first new car until I was, what, 30, I think, 20, 28, 29, something like that. So yeah,
Hmm.
it's been a struggle for me.
I am even more wild now. I always looked at you in the highlight, but like knowing this origin story, I'm getting the One Piece backstory. You know they do this
Yeah.
backstories and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
I'm
I look,
man,
and I'm gonna leave it there because there's so many layers, so many layers.
another interview, another time, over another time. But yeah, Gio, over you for where do you get some? I know you talked about your friends and family, which is probably a really big inspiration, but anybody else, anybody specific or a specific moment, like it was like, hey, this really honed me.
Specific moment. Probably not. I said no, I know my time in Tallahassee in Florida, when I was at FAMU was very important for me. It's kind of that was the first time I was out on my own and then kind of really able to like fill myself out, figure out who I wanted to be, who I didn't want to be, the type of people I wanted to be around and didn't want to be around. And that's kind of really shaped me. I had good role models at home. Like for me, I don't really look up to or admire anybody that I don't know.
Real talk, yeah.
Um, I like someone's accomplishments aren't really that, and I really don't care if you're not a good person. Like who you are as a
Real
person is the
shit.
most important thing to me past all of that. So it's like I can respect that you've done something, but to get to the level where it's like I to admire a person, I would have to know them person. I would have to know the type of person that you are to feel that way about someone. So it's like my father is someone that I admire, and there are a lot of traits and things I've picked up from him. A lot of the things that I care about and important to him, I learned from him.
Right.
But like I know him. I've seen the type of man he's been for my 33 years on this earth. So that's the type of person that I would look to that degree. Anyone else is like I can maybe be inspired by an accomplishment, but that's probably as far as it'll go.
Right, right. Thank you so much. Thank you both for that. I'm always inspired by y'all, but now I'm leaving with some gems that are gonna get me. When did you, I think you've answered this, and again, some of these have been answered. So if you want to quickly regurgitate, or it's like, hey, I'm just gonna give a quick tidbit about this. But when did you feel your Black culture was an empowering force? You care about a lot of people. All of y'all, you'll care about anybody to have a good time, safe space for everybody. You're a business owner. Of course, you prioritize safety and enjoyment for all people. But um, Plus Ultra is black as hell. And I love it at every damn point. And that doesn't come with a deep understanding and a deep love of black culture. So when you feel like that was empowering force to create such a space.
I mean, for me, I've always felt that way. I mean, growing up, being lucky enough to grow up in PG County, like is a
Right. Gorgeous Prince,
it's a
gorgeous.
super black area, and it's a black area filled with a lot of black people doing a lot of dope things, and so you get to see. So it's like hearing I hear a lot of people's stories, like when they speak about representation matters. Like I definitely can understand and relate to that. For the degree where it's like I didn't necessarily realize that how much representation was lacking in so many other people's lives just because
Right.
of what I was able to see and witness myself growing up in this area from almost every school I went to, whether it was public school, private
Real
school, were
talk,
all
man.
90-95% black. Like the large majority of like my graduating class is all like when they talk about the high school graduation rates for the black community were not necessarily being as high. Like I want to say 99% of my high school and my 90, probably a higher percentage than that's probably to a decimal. But I think one person didn't graduate from my high school class. And then going to an HBCU just reinforced all of that. So it wasn't
Wow.
like because I there's some people friends that I have who like them going to an HBCU was their first time really
Right.
being surrounded by nothing but black people and
Uh-huh.
black people who are like well educated, who are are in school doing a lot of different things like that. So that was their first time really seeing that. For me, it was just more of the same.
Right.
I didn't feel like it was just like okay, this was the natural progression from high school, middle school, high school, and now I'm at surrounded by other black people doing this. It's what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
For me is a little different. I won't get into all the sad, depressing stuff, but my experience has been, in a lot of white spaces
Mm,
where I didn't see, I was either always the only black woman or I was the only dark-skinned woman, and that,
mm,
lots of different experiences with not just racism and stuff, but colorism, but
right.
also in a positive way of, of being the only black person in some of these spaces was empowering because I was then able and put in a position to where I can bring in other black and brown people.
Mm,
So, I was put in different, or I fought my way through to be in different positions to where I was able to create those opportunities um, in the entertainment industry. So for me, it, Black culture became an empowering force by being the Black person who can empower other Black people and bring other Black people into what I was doing and make it even bigger and better, you know,
Mm,
because there weren't a lot of opportunities, or there were a lot of opportunities, just no one was giving them to
mm,
brown people. So,
right.
in a lot of the things I was creating, I'm always looking for quality and things like that. But at the same time, I would always seek out, Black and brown people to try to bring into the fold for different things. And obviously with Plus Ultra, we just didn't see ourselves in this industry in a more positive light. Like we see a lot of people profiting off of Black and brown people instead of uplifting them and actually being you know, a positive platform for them. So, to create Plus Ultra Entertainment and to be that, for so many Black people is just empowering for us to be able to be put into a position to where we have been the reason why so a lot of many of our Black peers, cosplayers, content creators have been featured at big conventions or have been
Exactly.
featured at different events and things like that. Like that in itself is empowering.
Amen. Amen. I love that. The work is empowering in itself. And this is just beautiful. Thank you so much for both of y'all's answers. This is a question. I know it's the beginning's a little loaded, but that's why do you keep fighting for a better future? Of all whom you represent with the powers you've been allotted, why can't you quit? Sometimes in anime, they always start to ask protagonists, why don't you quit? I know they usually do that. That always makes you laugh. It's like, you're knocked down. Why don't you quit? But I'm asking that. We're facing systematic racism. As you said, like everybody doesn't really they see the events, but they don't see what goes into it, right? They don't see the finances, they don't see the back breaking, they don't see the year, they don't see the discussions, they don't see the back and forth board meeting. They don't see that, right? And that stuff can be breaking mentally for people. For you all to do those for the years you've been doing it, I'm like, why do you keep going? Not in like an offense. I'm actually inspired, but like, why? What is your why of like, why can't you quit? Like, what stops you from like, hey, y'all, we just can't do this no more. I gotta go a different direction.
Um, I can tackle this one a little bit. I want to sometimes. Sometimes I really am just like, I can't. Nobody gives a
Mm,
damn about me. Nobody appreciates what I do. Nobody listens to what I say. All
mm.
like so
Right.
many things that go through
Right.
my head a lot of the times. But like, sometimes when I'm feeling my lowest and I'm just like, hey, how can we keep this going, or can I keep this going? Literally something will happen that's incredible. Like,
Mm.
and it's just like when I'm just like, oh yeah, I think it's just time to stop. Then something amazing happens where God is literally just like, yeah, psych, bitch. Like, no, you thought I know you're feeling down, but I'm gonna sprinkle this amazing like magic on you right now and give you something amazing. And then it just kind of reinvigorates, like, okay, like this is wild. Like, and it's happened so many times to where, not just saying I'm like always thinking about giving up, but like when I'm in a low moment, sometimes some consistently something incredible happens to where it's like in an anime where it's just like, nope, this is you're not supposed to give up. Yeah, you're supposed to keep
Right.
going. This is what you're supposed to be doing. You just gotta keep fighting and keep getting better. You gotta, just keep going. Like that's stuff like that has been happening to me literally nonstop over the past couple of years. And, that's why I keep going. I mean, it's, obviously also this magical girl hero essence, all this other stuff, but like just so many things, amazing things have happened in low moments for me that I just can't deny.
That's beautiful. That's inspiring. It's good to hear. Gio, anything?
For me, I guess the best way to answer it is like the fear of being that meme. whereas the two guys with the pickaxes digging toward wherever the little diamond thing
Ah,
is,
that
and then the
shit
one
is great.
stops like right before the wall breaks.
Right. I
Is
love
like it do just feel like a whole bunch of digging, and it's like I don't never want to like if I in my mind I believe it'll get to like it'll break through, and I like if I feel like if I stop before getting to that point, then I would just that would just be something I think about for the rest of my life. Like like you all it
Mm,
because at the end of the day, all it takes is one real opportunity, and there's no way to ever really know when or where it's gonna
it's
come
come.
from. So you
Hmm.
really just gotta keep going until that one, like till that opportunity presents itself, and then take advantage of it when it arrives.
Right. I remember on Blue Lock, there's this concept of luck they talk about, but luck really benefits from those who already put themselves in the position to begin with, you know? I think about that a lot, right? If you wasn't lined up already to take the shot, if you weren't in the right position, if everything you did didn't lead you up to that spot, this wouldn't have benefited you like it would have benefited someone else, you know? So think about that a lot. Number six, what does the future look like for those who look like you and want to take up the work you currently engage yourself in? As candidly as possible, what would you say to yourself? Like a younger you or someone who may look like you? I know you're all teaching schools, which is pretty freaking dope. Again, breaking barriers. What would you say to someone who's trying to undertake the work that you do?
This is not
Also,
for the weak. This is
Yeah, I was gonna
this
say
is
I
not
would. What does the future look like? Is a probably I ain't got nothing but a grim response for what I think the future looks like. Like I said, my day job is with the federal government, and the future is not looking good
right.
for anybody.
my
Mhm.
I think like when I think about if I could talk to my younger self, it would be I mean, one, I would tell my younger self a whole lot of stuff and try to stop her from doing so many things that she ended up doing, try to save her some time and energy. But I would for me the future is what we make it. And I mean that in like a very like literal way. Like, the world's on fire right now. There's so many things happening. And when I have to think about Black people and, other people who've gotten that 400-year head start,
Right.
like they and not just them, but like when I even think about Asian culture, they work together. They come together,
Hmm.
they help people. Black people don't do that
Right.
historically.
Right.
And historically, as far as like the last 100 years, 200 years or so. And I feel like, we can, and I feel like the future will look better when we realize that we can eat better by working together in a quality way,
I say
not
that every
just,
day.
not just crabs in a barrel, all this other stuff. Like I see a brighter future knowing that or feeling that there will be other people like everyone we have on our team in positions of power running shit.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
we have to then be those people to run shit in order to kind of make all that happen.
And yeah, I love that. I think that's another reason why I'm writing this because we have to use our powers in a sense, right? And I'm just like I'm a writer and whatchamacallit, I want to write and I've gotten stuff published, I've gotten stuff put out there and people have seen it and people have given some people stuff because of stuff I've wrote about them, right? And so I was like I was thinking about y'all first because I was just like this is what it looks like for Black people to come together and put their things together. The Villains Ball, everything y'all have done, everything I've come to has just been like, I've never seen nothing like this in my life. It's like a fanciful dream, like a lucid dream, like something like that. And I definitely also agree with that question because when we're able to come together, we have some magical stuff happen. I don't want to write about our magic more than our lack of, because we need that more. So last thing before you go, sorry it's going over, but any hopeful words for those who are Black and fighting for their dreams in this age and time? Gio, you said that the last question is the reason I'm writing this. One of the reasons, we ain't stopping. I remember Rich Homie Quan said, I will never stop going in. I love how every time there's death, taxes, and plus ultra running it up. There's three things I'm certain of. So, what would you, it's tough though, being Black in the age of Trumpism, his second coming, seeing all these laws, everything passed, things are going away, things are coming up, freaking shade room. You see so much, you see so much stuff. It's like, dude, how do we make it out of this, right? But when y'all have an event, when I do stuff, when you do stuff, it's like a little light, a little glimmer. So, what would you, any hopeful words? Because I know there's a reason not to be hopeful, but any hopeful words for anybody who's fighting with their dreams or powers? Anything, any hopeful words?
I would start off by saying find your people and
Mm,
like genuinely find your people. And I think everyone goes through not finding the right people and exactly how
mm,
results of that, how it feels, and how things don't come together. I gotta reference M. Night Shyamalan's Lady in the Water because that movie literally speaks to that on such a very strange level, but like it really hits deep.
mm,
Like I don't even know if I have all my people yet, that the people that I'm supposed to have in my life right now. There might be a couple people I'm still supposed to meet along the way. I don't know yet. But
mm,
finding your people, the people who truly believe in you, who truly support you without you having to ask, the people who you can talk to and all those things. Like we if we were supposed to do everything in this life alone, I think the world would be a
mm.
whole lot different. I don't think we're supposed to
Right.
do that. I think we're supposed to find, collaborate with people. And that may not necessarily mean other Black people, but just
Mm,
your people, people that are right for you. There's so many different people on this earth and in this world that like I don't think we're all supposed to really truly be segregated in the way that the world wants to tell us we are. So for me, it would really truly be, find your people. Like even myself, I've done and accomplished so much stuff by myself, but I've always known that I can't get past certain thresholds alone. I need other people, whether they're above me or parallel to me to, kind of make those things happen.
Amen to that. One of my fa I've read it because I remember some people stole the library books, so I've skipped out on Ennis Lobby. I know it's really terrible. I've gotten the bits and pieces, but Robin's father or had said, our father figure Saul had said, "No one's born in this world to be alone," and that's really a powerful quote, you know. So thank you, bro, for reminding me of that. Gio, finish us off. Yeah, what do you think?
Uh, I'd say the revolution is coming and
Yeah,
be prepared.
be prepared. Love that. Love that.
Stay ready so you don't got to get ready because
Stay
it's
ready. I've heard that dozens of times, but it's coming from you, so it hits a little harder because you wouldn't say that if you.
yeah, I mean that.
The world's a scary place.
It is. Y'all make it a lot better. Thank you, Plus Ultra. You guys are magical. I think of the highest of you all, you know. There's gonna be more conversations, more things. That'll be it for today.